Hey guys, how is it going? Ownage here and welcome to a new video. And as you can see, we are at Malaysia, the Malaysian Grand Prix, and we are getting into a Ferrari because this is an ARL social race. So I'm back with Apex Racing League, and it is a social race, so it's nothing official. It's just for fun really, but still. So we head out on track. I can tell you now that we have 100% chance of rain in this session, so everyone basically went out to do a quick lap. And I am on option tires because I don't really see a point of starting on prime. We will be too far back to too far back on the grid to do anything for the race. So we are on an outlap now, behind another guy. So this is actually the second social race. We did another social race which was at Australia, so the Melbourne GP, but that didn't go well for me at all. I was completely off the pace and it wasn't really entertaining to watch, so that's why I decided to not upload that and upload this one instead, because this is gonna be quite a good race, I can tell you that. But ARL, the official season should start soon, I believe, this month or so. So looking forward to that. Also, there are a couple of new guys in this session, but we do have Alex Gillen again and Chicane. You might remember them from Split 1 last season from ARL, and there are also some other people from our splits from ARL. We have some Split 2 drivers, I believe. Fake Ghost Pirate and Smuffler, and then obviously a lot of other guys as well. Alright, we have created a little bit of a gap to the car in front, so we are in clean air for a good hot lap. So opening DRS and using all of the curves onto the line. And here we go then. So in the ref limiter and on braking just after the 100 meter board, shifting there to second. You can try first if you want to get the nose in a little bit better, but I don't see the point of that, to be honest. I have enough grip. And then we shift up, using a little bit of curves. And then braking again just after the 100 meter board. Going down to second, maybe third if you like. Really clip that apex of the corner is really important. But just don't cut the corner, and then have a good line through here, which I don't really manage. Was a little bit off the apex, so that cost us a little bit of time. And then here, this is a good line, not going too wide on the first apex, and then you can take a nice line through the second apex as well. As we shift down to the first gear for this hairpin, and it's already starting to rain a little bit, but that's not really affecting our performance. And then shifting down to 4 for this one. You want to get close to the apex there than I did. I ran a little bit wide as well. And then going up to 7, and then braking after you see the curbs coming on the left side. Take a nice wide line through there, and then go as early on the throttle as you can. And then you go down to second here. Maybe a short shift to third. A little bit, and then DRS again, using the rest of our curves, and it's gonna be a 133.3, so I'm pretty happy with that. My personal best was a 132.7, so 132 is definitely possible, but I'm happy with that lap. And yeah, it's probably my only lap I can do, because yeah, it's just going to rain harder now, and there's no point of doing another lap, because you won't improve probably, because the track conditions are worse than before. So we are just going into the pits as there's a car coming up. I just decide to cut this corner, don't want to be in his way at all, but it seems like he's on an in lap as well. But just taking the safe way there. Don't want to be in someone's way. As we just drive slowly back to the pits, because I know that I will have to use these tires again in the race. So a pretty good lap then. Not really perfect though, because I ran quite wide a few times. Not wide in terms of off the track, but wide in terms of the apex. Not really hitting the apex, but it didn't cost too much time. But we definitely could improve. But yeah, it's just raining too hard now, isn't it? So I'm just heading to the pits. And that's it then for the session. So it seems like we are on pole at the moment. I don't know if there's anyone still on the lap. I don't think so, because it's difficult to improve in these conditions, obviously. So we will just enter the pits now. And that's it for this session. So we had to perform very well over one lap, because you know you had only one chance to do a good lap. So we pretty much nailed that, I think, because we are still in P1 as we get pushed back into the garage by the mechanics. There we are then. So that's it for this session, we are done. And here we have the results then. So we were indeed on pole by around 7/10 of a second to P2. So that's a pretty big gap. Then we have Alex in P5, she gained P7, and some other people as well. As we run through my setup now. So here it is. It's working pretty good. And the camber, not full left camber, because that gives the tires a hard time, and I put it not full to the left, completely to the left, so I would have a little bit of tires to play with, you know. Not really. I don't want them to wear out after a couple of laps. You have to make them last. So here we go then, and as you saw the strategy there, strategy there, option, prime, option. And here we go then, out on track. So let's see if there are any people on primes. I think the complete top 4 is on prime, option, sorry, if I'm not wrong. And we have Silver Arrow in 11th, who is on primes. But I think everyone else is on options, not sure. At least the complete top 5 should be on option. Anyway, we are on the grid now, and we are waiting for the lights to come up, and there they are, and we will be leaving when they're out, and they are now. I'm going to reach now, just waiting a little bit for that, because otherwise you will maybe get too much wheel spin. We had a pretty good start, as there's a little bit of lag, and braking at a good time, as we are get a little bit of a push from behind from the McLaren. I believe that's Alex. But nothing too serious. We went through that quite good. As Alex moves up to P3, and as you can see in my mirror, he's battling with the Toro Rosso. And the Toro Rosso is a little bit blinking. He disappeared somehow, as they both ran a little bit wide, both the Toro Rosso and Alex. So we're pretty much safe now, aren't we? As you can see, the Toro Rosso behind us is lagging a bit. He's sometimes disappearing in my mirrors, which is quite annoying, but let's keep focused on ourselves. So as I said, we have to try to make these tires last, so you will see me already short shifting. Don't want to heat up the rear tires too much. So we have a lead of 8/10. So it's Jack first in second and Fat first in third. And then behind that is Alex, who had quite a good start, I believe. He was, I think, up to second at some point, but he dropped back. So we go on this long straight now, and the tires already starting to wear. So scheduled pit stop is at lap 5. So 5 laps on these options, and then I'm planning on doing 7 laps on the options, which should be manageable. I mean, we already did the qualifying lap on these set of tires, so they obviously will not last as long as a new set of tires. As it is indeed Alex in P4, so we have to be careful with him, because we know he's quick. So trying to maintain a consistent pace really. The gap is now A10, so it's pretty much maintaining the A10s. As it seems though Fat First is quite close to Jack First. So they might have a little bit of a battle soon. Once DRS comes into play. And we obviously have to try as well to make the gap bigger than 1 second, otherwise Jack First will have DRS. As I go to lean mix 1 now for this hairpin, I will do that a lot of times in the races, because it just helps to prevent tire wear. It prevents wheel spin, which is good, as the gap is now over 1 second, so we are pretty much safe at the moment. So just trying to have a smooth driving style and also try to be quick so we can pull away a little bit. As the car behind is still blinking sometimes. A little bit annoying. But it is as it is. 1.4 seconds, so again over 1 second, and as Fat First is now going alongside Jack First, I believe, as we saw in our mirror, but it seems as though Jack First maintains the position. Fast lap of the race, 1:37.6. And now the tires will probably drop off from this point, so every lap they will be slower, providing us less grip. That's something I really noticed is the drop off in performance with the tires. You can really do like one very good lap and then it just drops off by a couple of tenths per lap, so that's quite a lot. A little bit wide in that hairpin. And again in mix 1, because that coming out of that hairpin, it's really easy to have a wheel spin in that traction zone, so that's why I go to mix 1. This gap is over 2 seconds now, so we are doing a good job. So the tires don't really give a lot of grip anymore. Going a little bit wider, not really nailing the apex, so you have to be careful that we will not run wide or anything and make a mistake. As the DRS will come into place, so let's see if there will be any passing moves. As we saw in the background, the McLaren coming into the pits, that's Alex. Already in lap 3, so that's a pretty early pit stop. He's going for the undercut, that's for sure. So we have to see if we can come ahead of Alex, as chicane is now in P4. Because Alex will be on a new set of option tires now, and they will be obviously quicker than our quite worn option. So let's keep that in mind. 2.7 now to Jack First. A little bit wide. As well wide on the exit of the corner. Don't want to do that a lot of times. As here we go wide again, so yeah, not really giving a lot of grip. Have to correct it there as well. Oversteer on the braking. Car is not very stable, as we indeed see now quite a big drop off. I'm 5 tenths down on my previous lap, but we are still opening the gap up to Jack First. So he must have a little bit of problems as well with his tire wear. Maybe Alex will end up in traffic now. As you can see on the minimap, it's quite busy in the midfield, so that might be our advantage if he is stuck in the midfield. So we get a little bit of oversteer there. But this will be our final lap, and then we will pit as Jack First comes into the pits for his pit stop. So the gap was around what was it? Something over, a little bit over 3 seconds, I believe. So let's see what the gap is when we come out of the pits, because he should now have a lap of fresh option tires, and we still have to do a lap on these worn tires. So just trying to be smooth as well for this final lap.
4 seconds, separate us from the car behind. 4 seconds.
Understeer in that corner, as I think we will have a lot of understeer here as well. Not too bad, but cannot carry a lot of speed through there, as you might have seen. So we go to mix 1 again. Have to be very careful with the throttle, you know, play a little bit with the throttle and see what the right position is, the right amount of throttle. Because you want to have a nice balance between too much throttle and yeah, what's it called? Too much throttle and no throttle. Because it's obviously not good when you press the throttle for 30%, well, you can do it at 50, if you know what I mean. But anyway, we are entering the pits now, a little bit aggressive on the pit entry, but I don't care, that's fun. So we got mix 1, and here we go. So a new set of option tires, they have to be lasting till lap 12, as we got held up a little bit by the Toro Rosso, but it's not too bad, half a second I believe, held up. So let's see where we end up compared to Alex. We are P4, and it's Hunter in front, who is a new guy I believe, and behind us you can see Alex is overtaking someone. He made a little bit of contact, as there is again contact I believe between Alex and Williams. I don't know who that is. It probably was something Linden or something, I don't know. Anyway, Alex is passed now, as these tires really give a lot of grip. So Alex pretty much made up a gap of what was it, 3 seconds. So good pace from him, but we were obviously on worn tires. So let's see if Alex can maintain this pace and keep up with us, as I'm still trying to get used to these new tires because they feel so much better. They turn in so much better, as the gap to the next car is 1.2, so we have to be fast now in order to get DRS to compensate the DRS usage from Alex as well, to compromise, as we definitely do have DRS, which will be enabled now, and this is just an easy pass with curse and DRS. So here we go then, as the Sauber goes into the pits, and we have Silver Arrow in front now, who started on primes, remember? So we got to mix 3 now, trying to do a quick lap. Fastest lap of the race will be nice, as Alex does it right now, 1:36.9. We are at P2, and it's Silver Arrow in front, who is on the prime tire, 6 tenths, but look at how much we are closing in on him with this new set of tires, and also look at the gap we are making to Alex. As we come up to Silver Arrow now, I have to get a little bit on the brakes there, as he goes a little bit wide, and we use a little bit of curses as our possibility, going on his inside, and yes, it is quite an easy pass, sorry. Obviously his tires won't give a lot of grip, not as much as our new option. But we are still purple, even though that we had to overtake Silver Arrow obviously. Still purple, so fastest of anyone. As Alex comes now up to Silver Arrow, it shouldn't be a big problem to pass him. As it's indeed Alex now who is in front of Silver Arrow, so let's watch the timing gaps between us, as we do a 36.0 with traffic. So Alex did a 1:36.8, so that's quite a big difference, isn't it? 2.6 to Alex, so sorry. And Yeah, opening the gap up. Alex maybe got a little bit held up by Silver Arrow. With 8. We just kept to lap 11. The gap pretty much maintained to Alex. Alex pitted, and this will be our in lap. So pits this lap as we do a 37.9. So it's almost in the 138. So that's what I mean with the drop off. Remember we did that 136.0 on the new set of tires, and look, we are now doing 138 almost on the worn tires, so it's a pretty big drop off, isn't it? But the cars become lighter and lighter every lap, so that should also help the tires as well as the rubber line as we go wide there. As you can see, the front left is quite worn as there comes a little bit of a rubber line, which will be good as well for tire life.
The tyres are quite heavily worn at this stage. Watch the grip levels. Pit in if you need to.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me, engineer. We can see that for ourselves. Front left looks really worn. So 9.6 seconds to Jack first. So yeah, we opened the gap even more, and a lot of understeer in that corner. This is really the lap where we have to pit. I don't really remember in which lap Alex pitted. It must have been something like lap 9, 10 maybe, I don't know. So we go into the pits. Lovely pit entry. It's really cool. So here we are then. As I look at the race director now and watching on which tires Alex is, he's on primes, and we will go for prime as well. Not because Alex is on them, but I already planned that. But I just wanted to make sure that on which tires everyone was. Just got to mix 2. And there we are again rejoining the track. Where's Alex? He's behind us, so he went for the undercut, but we are still ahead of him. So he won't be a happy man, as we have Smuffler ahead in the Caterham, and Alex passed Fago's Pirate, who was in the Caterham as well. So Smuffler seems like he's on the prime, is that right? I think he is. And we are on new set of prime tires. As he goes a little bit wide, he has a little bit of understeer compared to my new tires, as I want to pass him, but not going to look on his inside there. Too dangerous, but we can do here. As I brake very late, almost no room, almost hitting each other. That cost us a little bit of time, and look, Alex managed to catch up to us, and he's going on my inside here. I have to go, he actually passed us, but I'm not giving up around his outside again, and we have him back. So not giving up on that place, as we will get DRS from Smuffler, so good battle over here. And Alex obviously will get DRS on us as well. So I'm saving just a little bit of curse for the next straight. Hitting the ref limiter, and let's see what Smuffler does. Yes, Smuffler comes into the pits, but we still will have DRS from him. So that's handy. We can use that now and the rest of our curse. And also going to Ridge now, trying to do another fastest lap as Alex comes closer and closer with the DRS. Brakes very late, but yeah, that's all fair. He didn't hit us, so he didn't hit us, so that's good. So we are on Ridge mixture and a little bit of newer tires than Alex, so let's see if we can pull away from him again, just like we did in the previous stint. It's already 5/10. Just go a little bit wider, have to be careful. Also going wide here, much wider than I would have liked to, so costing us a little bit of time. And actually I had quite a few problems with that corner, the double right-hander, and here as well, because those prime tires didn't really stick to the apex, so had a little bit of problems with that, but after a couple of laps I figured out how to approach that corner, and then it went alright. As we indeed went purple as well in the second sector, even though it wasn't really a great sector. So we're doing good, as it's Jack first ahead, who is going into the pits now. So let's see the lap time. 1:45.3 on prime. And almost a second to Alex, but he still will have DRS, I think. So our next task is to get Alex out of our DRS. Always trying to short shift out of that corner into a third gear, trying to minimize wheel spin, which is pretty helpful when you short shift. So it's a good tip. So we do a little bit of a corner cut there. That's too much. Have to watch that, as it's fed first now as well in front of us. But I presume he will be pitting as well soon. I think both Toro Rossos are on the 2-stop, as we see. I went quite wide as well there. Both Toro Rossos should be on a 2-stop, I believe, not sure. So they will have very, very worn tires now. You can see that because we are closing in, and Alex is as well closing in on us, so not really a great stint so far on these prime tires.
Our data's showing that the car ahead is likely to be running in fuel conservation mode. His time will be slightly slower than normal.
Look at this. He has so much on the steer. Have to wait by going on the throttle, because he was quite slow at the exit there. But yeah, obviously he can't do anything about that because of the worn tires. Fed first enters the pits now, I believe. No, he doesn't. Well, as you saw, Alex actually pushed him a little bit wide, but still Alex overtook him with contact, so not really fair, but there you go. Really showing that Alex really wants to overtake us. He's pushing hard, I presume. And I don't care if he's pushing hard, because we have to concentrate on our own pace. I mean, Alex will have to pit very early as well, I think. This gap is 6/10, so he made up a little bit of ground on us. So let's see how do we do in this corner. Again, very wide. Not yet figured out how to approach that corner. Having a lot of problems with it, actually. Not such a good sector time so far. Hey, thanks to Alex. I don't know if he has DRS. The detection point was just behind us. We actually just passed it. And here is the DRS activation. But I'm not sure if he has it. I think he does, but I'm not sure. So you also have to be careful at the exit of that corner for wheel spin.
Watch out for the car chasing you. He's less than a second behind and will use DRS to overtake.
As we skip to lap 21 now, and this is my in lap. As you can see, we are doing 36.5, which is pretty good considering we were doing 36, what was it? 36.2, I believe, a few laps ago. So not really such a huge drop off in the prime tire so far. But I can tell you that Alex pitted in lap 19, I believe, or lap 20, maybe it was 20. And he went for a set of option tires, or prime. Was it? I think it was prime. So he's doing another stint on prime while I'm waiting right now, so I can do a set of option tires. I can still pit for a set of option tires, sorry. As these tires also don't really give a lot of grip, obviously, at the end of the stint. So Alex is on new tires, as we do make a mistake there. Cost us a second. Not a clever move from me. So Alex on prime tires. We will put some options on our car. As Alex is making up a lot of time on us now. And those new set of tires, so it will be close again. At the pit exit. So here we go then, into the pits. There we are. So here we go, set of new options for the final couple of laps. Let's look on the mini-map, there comes Alex. Seems like it will be very close into the first corner.
Watch out for traffic as you rejoin the track.
Here we go. There he is, and we maintain the position.
No more scheduled pit
And he does his fastest lap of 1:34.8. As we are indeed ahead of him, so let's see how we do on these cold tires. He will still have a little bit of an advantage, I believe. Comes 2 seconds. Look how how late he brakes, almost hitting us. As I still have to get a little bit used to these new tires, giving a lot of grip. Look at Alex. I already know that Alex will be maybe struggling at the end of the race because well, he pitted for prime tires and they will be a little bit worn at the end of the race, so we have to have a consistent pace, not push too hard and make our own tires last as well.
We think the car behind is running on full revs. He's trying to
And then we
close
should
the
be
gap.
safe as Alex really is trying to close the gap. He will have the DRS on us now. And I save all my curves now. Well, not all my curves, but the curves that's still left. I'm not using any on this straight and going to ridge for the next straight then.
You might need to think about moving to fuel mix
As
mode.
there's Alex closing in right on us. As I do use the rest of my curves now. As there comes Alex using a little bit of curves. So here he comes with DRS. Look how late he brakes. He outbrakes himself and now we can take the position back. So Alex tried there, but he outbraked himself and we could pass him again. Oh, a little bit of a corner cut. These tires giving more grip than I expect. As I go to mix 2 now. I was planning on doing a mix 3 lap. So a ridge lap, but then decided to stay on mix 2 because we might need to use the fuel in the battle with Alex now. Space seems to be really good, considered he is on the prime. So we do purple anyway, even though we are not on ridge, so that's good. Jack first is 8.5 seconds behind Alex, so he shouldn't really be a threat. Alex is again really close behind us. He has DRS. I'm not using curves again. That's my strategy, not using any curves for this one and then using it on the other straight, as I do let Alex pass now. But now we will have DRS as well, as he blocks the inside there. We'll have DRS now and also the rest of my curves, so Alex clever there, blocking the inside. And here we go, braking. Trying to go around his outside, here we go. Still next to him and he squeezes over. Have to take a little bit of an avoiding action there by turning in quite early. Luckily no contact was made, so all fair I think. He did squeeze a little bit. But anyway, let's let him take the place. I don't care, we still have a good set of option tires. And I'm not too worried at this point, to be honest. Just trying to drive my own pace, because I know that should be good enough to try and overtake again later this race. So brake quite later, almost hitting him, but luckily managed to not hit him. So pretty close to him. Running a little bit wider, not too bad though. So we will have DRS again. There was the detection line. As I already can sneak up on his inside because he went very light, left the door wide open there. And we take that and have DRS now as well. But I'm only using DRS, so no curse yet. And then again using my curse on the other straight. And actually closing my DRS here in order to get DRS again on him. Going around the outside, so we do have DRS now, and now we can use all of our curse and DRS. And there we go. Going on Rich now. Let's see what Alex does. No, this time he didn't go for a late braking. And that gifted us the position back. So we do have another lap of Rich, I believe, so we can use that now in order to pull away maybe. So we're doing the fastest of the race purple. Again, having a little bit of problems with that corner. Almost turn in too early. A little bit wide here. It's pretty hard to nail that corner in the cockpit because you cannot really see the apex. It's easier to do that in TCAM. But anyway, I enjoy cockpit more, so that's why I'm driving cockpit. I like realistic things. So we do purple again, and the gap is now over a second to Alex after one lap of pushing. And he actually should be outside of our DRS zone, so looks like we're pretty safe. Look at the grip these tires give, it's fantastic. So we are still on the ridge. And the fuel looks good. But here we go. Should be the fastest lap of the race. What's it gonna be? It's a 1:34.0. Good lap, and we can go back to standard now, and the gap is 1.7, as we do have a little bit of problem with our fuel because we have -1 lap, but that's okay. I will use lean mixture then again, coming out of the tight hairpin. So 34.0, there we are, confirmation. And the gap is now 1.7 to Alex. So right now, I don't really want to push again. I just want to make these tires last. Make sure they will last until the end. So not really pushing now. And it's a matter of fact of having a consistent pace now. Not overstretching the tires. As you can see, 1 second down on our previous, which was the fastest lap, remember. So we went to lean at that hairpin. Let's see what the fuel is like. No, let's not see. Okay, let's see what the fuel is like. It's optimal now, so we should be okay till the end of the race. And well, this is pretty much my finishing position, I think. I'm just going to maintain the gap, keep it around 1 second. And we indeed do that, and then we skip to the final lap. So gap is around 2 seconds, which it has been over the recent couple of laps, so just managing the gap really. It wouldn't really make sense to push now with these tires. You just want to make sure they will last to the end in a good shape. As you can see, Fat first is 20 seconds behind Alex, so it's really Alex and me and then the rest. Which is okay. A little bit of understeer there. But what else do you expect from these tires? So going to lean for one more time just to be sure we will make it in terms of fuel, obviously. A little bit of understeer there as well. Turn in a little bit too much. because when you turn in too much it generates understeer, so you have to find a good balance between turning in a lot and yeah, just turning in. Front left looks a little bit worn, but this will be the final corner of the race, so I'm not really worried. There we go then, short shifting to third, fourth, and here we are. There's a back marker in front. There we are.
Well done.
So this is the results. 1.4 seconds to Alex, and then Fake Ghost has Fake Ghost Pirate has a penalty. Don't know why. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. So pretty good race, pretty exciting with Alex. We'll try to do the undercut every time, and a good battle at the end. So that's pretty much it. I think the ARL season should be starting this month. I'm not sure. And yeah, other than that, I'll see you guys next time in the next video. So thank you for watching. Leave a like if you have enjoyed this video. I would appreciate it. And that's it. So thank you guys, and see you next time.